Hello and welcome to Tip of the Week. This week we'll discuss contours and topos. What I have here is a topo surface that was created in Revit, and you'll notice that as we look closer at it, you'll notice that the lines do not line up exactly. This is due to triangulation in Revit. It looks at the points and it tries to triangulate. So for instance, if I zoom in right here in this corner, and I'm going to hit escape a couple times, I'm going to tab over and grab that line. Okay, so I grab that line there. You can see how the line goes around and the topo is different. Now I'm going to actually grab the topo now, and I'm going to hit Edit Surface. Now as I walk around, you'll see we have these points, right? So if I pick that point, you'll notice that that point is actually at 9 feet. This one's at 9 feet. And it starts to, you notice, we get these little triangulation things going on. If I come over here, you'll notice that this one is at 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. So Revit looks at this and goes, well, this whole thing's 8. I'm just going to make one big 8 chunk here. Now we do have some other points in here, as you'll see. So this one's a little bit higher. But for the most part, the problem here is there's not enough points. I know that sounds crazy when you look around, but there's actually not enough points for Revit to actually calculate this topo exactly as what's in the, let's say, the CAD plan. So how do we fix that? Well, first of all, you're probably wondering, how did you create this topo anyhow? I'm going to actually delete the topo, and we'll go through the whole process. So I'm going to come over here. We get out of this. And I'll first of all delete the topo and recreate it. It'll only take about 30 seconds to do. So if you've never done this before, that's fine. We'll delete it out. Now, to create a topo, what you want to do is isolate the layer. That's the CAD file. It was linked in. It was put at the right elevation. It can be moved after if we need to. But we've got it sitting in here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to figure out what layer the contours are on. Well, when I grab this thing and I highlight it, you'll see it just says, well, that's the DWG file. So I hit the word called query. When you hit query, you actually pick on one of the lines. I'm going to zoom in here and I pick on it. You'll see Revit's telling us that it is on layer CONT, contour. Now, what this does, if you're an AutoCAD user, think of an XList. If you have used XList before to list an XREF, that's what we're doing here. So again, how do we do that again? You're going to grab the element, hit query, and you'll pick that line. When you pick the line, it'll tell you what layer it's on. There's some other things you can do too. You can actually use the hide tool to hide things. For instance, if I don't want to see certain elements that are in here, let's say that, I can actually say hide in view. So it'll actually hide that layer. Notice the arrow just appeared. So you do have the ability to hide things quickly using that tool. Now, let's create the contour, or the topo, excuse me. I'm going to go up top to massing. I'm going to go to topo surface. And I'm going to come over here and say create from import. Select import instance. And I'll go ahead and select the CAD file. You can also use a point file if you can get that from the surveyor. So select import and I pick it. You can see the blue line highlighting. Now it's going to say what layers do you want to use. So we're going to come through here and hit check none. Contour. Turn that on. Hit OK. Bam. There it is. But again, you start to notice, see how we're starting to have these little, you call it maybe hiccup if you want to, that it's not triangulating correctly. So what's happening here is we have this is probably a point. We got points here. We got points all over the place, but it's not actually giving us a clean set here. Now there's these other points that if we know those, we can put them in also, and I think that was what was done by the other person. So I'm going to undo this a couple times. Go back to the original one. So here it is. Now if I go ahead and grab this, you'll notice that when I hit Edit Surface, you'll notice that some of these points, someone looked like they actually maybe hand placed, or they used the points that come from the actual point file to make this happen. Either way, how do we make these things clean up? So here we go. What I have is a 9 here. Okay, and I have a 9 here. Notice it's not following that contour very well. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in here and actually add in maybe another point. So I go up top, hit place point, and I set it, let's say 9, 1. I place it maybe right here. And what it'll start to do is it'll actually start to manipulate those lines a bit. Now if I know this is a 9, it's going around, what I may have to do is just set to 9. And I may have to just walk through and kind of touch it up a bit. So just kind of walk it like so. You'll notice how it's cleaning up. It's just there were just not enough points in here to make this happen. So between here and here, you'll notice again we got that line going across. We don't want that. If this is an 8 and this is an 8 and up here is a little higher, because you know this kind of comes in here, it's probably 8-1, 8-2 in here. We just have to kind of play that game. So let's verify that number first, just so there's no smoke and mirrors. I hit escape twice. Okay, and I come over here. We'll pick on point. Place point. I'm gonna come over here and say 8-1, 8-1, and I come in here and place the point. Notice what happens. See, it actually took and it pushed that line back out. Put one here. See, it pushed that line out. to push that line out. So what's happening is it just doesn't have enough points to make that happen. For instance, you'll notice that this comes around. So Revit looks at this flat area. In reality, it's probably a little bit of a high point here. That's why it curves around. So we'll try this one. First of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and select the topo. Go ahead and finish that up. Okay, cancel. Finish the surface. All right, so I'm going to grab the surface here, edit surface, right? And I'll pick the point, and you'll see that is an 8, and again an 8. And we walk on around. Go back to edit surface. I'm now going to place a point, and I'm going to place it just a little higher. Notice what happens. See how the line picked up now? See it picked up now. So sometimes it's just a little bit of, again, lack of points, and you can clean them up pretty quick by just adding that in. I'm not sure what this is. I hit escape twice, so that is an 8. So I'm going to go ahead and add in an 8-1 again. Very simple to do. Come over here. I think I just messed that up. Let's hit escape, control Z on that. I changed that point. I'll place a point at 8-1. I'll pop it right there. And I can walk that ridge bit. And what you may see is that thing start to roll out. Now I'm not sure what's happening with that. So we've got this wanting to run across, so I'm going to kick it up maybe a little higher here. So you can play that game to make those things happen. So let's see what we have here. We have that is an 8. That is an 8. So all this is an 8. So that's what it's looking at. Let's see what this guy is. Oh, it's going down in this area. So that's why it's jacked up. So I should have went down, picked that point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove these points, which you can do with a window. And since I wasn't paying attention, this actually goes down. So what we'll do is we'll find out what that point is, 7, 6. And I'll now add another point in here. Place a point. I'll go 7, 9 maybe. Whoop, that's going to be crazy. 7, 9, enter. Pick a point, and see I cleaned it up. So again, there you go. That is how you can create a topo map and also clean up the topo map to match the true contours of what you receive from the surveyor. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comments, you can check us out on the web. Our web address is therevitguys.com. You can also check out thebimguys.com. They both go to the same site, but one may be easier for you to remember. We do consulting, we do training, we do model creation, etc. So have a good day. Thank you.